Are you guys ready for this? All right, so I've got my cup to stir it in. I feel bad for using this. Oh, Schnoodle, welcome in. Is Dime in yet? Dime is in. Nice, I'm so excited. Decaf coffee for a week has been uneventful. I've not been overly excited for it. It's definitely been dragging me down most of the week. Without that kick of caffeine. I'm sad I don't have a roast emblem next to my name. How dare you? Vincent. But, Pooks is more of roast than man now. Seduced by the dark roast. Alright, but let's see. I'm kind of glad that it's got, like, it gave me more instructions than the last one did. But it tells you to mix it with milk. So we will see how this goes. It reminds me a lot more of the consistency of, I might actually try mud like this too. So what it tells you to do is it tells you to use only 2 ounces of water. Trucker's doing his movie night tonight, so, and then he'll be streaming as well later. But it is very frothy right now. Obviously, it's a frother, so it's going to be. It's very thick. Is this mud too? No. It's another type of coffee replacement. It's designed to have the same purpose as mud. The mud 2 is what the community challenge is for, Pops. That's to get me to drink the nighttime mud. This is a similar component to mud. But yeah, the decaf coffee has been very coma-inducing. This is called the Daily Dose. Or Everyday Dose. Comes in, so we got a week trial for $5. So, they gave me 7 packets of this. Right now it is very frothy though. Decaf sick. I know, right? I am still drinking it because I made more than the normal little amount. So I'm not sure, because it definitely expanded. Let's see if I can't avoid making a mess here. But, oh yeah. There we go. But if you notice, because we use milk, right? It's it's still pretty separated too. Oh man. There's no real smell to it. I will say that. I'm trying to figure out which is more of a... I don't think it's too... See, the problem is you can see, I don't know if you can tell the differentiation. You can see how much of that is froth and how much of that is actual liquid. So I'm going to let it sit for a little bit, just see if I can't get it to die down some before we do this tasting. But yeah, the decaf has been... I definitely felt the light thing. Matt, this light thing I got on the wall behind you would look so cool. I agree. I think it would be pretty cool. I don't know, it looks pretty mixed. I don't have all the chunks and shit that I had of the other one, no matter how long I would froth it for the mud water. How is my gag reflex? I mean, you saw when we did the mud roasting. It's not terrible. It's not great by any means. But in all reality, this is reminding me more of one of the protein. If I were to make my protein powder after a workout, that's what this is reminding me of, consistency wise. Here we go. Not yet. I'm still letting it. We're still frothing it down a little bit. But that's definitely what it reminds me of, and it's probably because of the milk in it instead of the water, like just straight water. It definitely doesn't look like something that's going to be enjoyable. You guys definitely love to see me miserable. I can tell. But I figure I'll try it warm and I'll try it cold. I don't know how well that's going to go. What's the point of this rather than drinking coffee? The point of this rather than drinking coffee is to expand our regime of tastings. How do you know you don't like something unless you try it? That and, just show the support. Dime's been here long enough to accumulate 10,000 channel points. It's the least I can do is to try a type of coffee that she wants to potentially try in the future. Granted, don't knock it till you try it. Exactly. It's kind of like this decaf. Decaf tastes good. It just doesn't do anything for me. It makes me... I still keep being a tired boy. Sounds like something your mother told me once. Well, I mean, mother knows best, right? At least that's what they tell us. Alright. I think I've got the majority of the liquid outside of the foam. Oh, man, this is going to be like milk mustache and everything. How do you guys think it's going to be? Like, comparative. It can't be any worse than the mud was. Like, I just can't believe it doesn't have a smell. Like, I figured it would have some type of smell. So, what we're looking for here, like you can read there, said just a delicious cup of coffee, allegedly. We use low acidity coffee, which should be interesting. Extract, just coffee extract to capture the broad range of complex flavors with chocolatey notes. Yeah, okay. I think I'd rather drink river water than mud than get decaf. You know, but again, Father was kind enough to save up 10,000 channel points so that we would try it out. But if you want to try some river water, Vinny, I've got a whole container of it. But chocolate and oats, this makes Dose taste like a full-bodied coffee, and the creaminess added by the collagen, especially when you use your fancy frother or blender. Just wow. Wow. I've got 10k points to burn. Well, I mean, if you want to find some kind of coffee, you're more than welcome to redeem it, buddy. But on the up and up, let's figure it out, huh? Okay, well, it's definitely chocolatey. Compared to mud, it's fantastic. Phenomenal. It's definitely in the milk, though. I think I might have put too much milk in it. Just because it does, so it says two ounces of water. And then it says add milk. It doesn't say how much milk to add. It's definitely better than mud was. For sure. Would I use this as a coffee replacement? I don't know. In all reality, it really tastes like... there was a peanut butter chocolate protein powder that I used to make that this reminds me a lot of. It's not exactly like it because, again, I think I used too much milk in this component. We'll probably try again later tonight. Again, I want to try it hot too. I think that'd be interesting. But it just tastes like... Yeah, it's definitely chocolatey. Honestly, not bad. I might try the mud like this too. But it's got a chocolatey undertone. Not undertone. It's all... Sorry, I've been saying undertone for like the last 5 coffees. It's got a chocolatey taste. It honestly, just 100%, it tastes like a chocolatey protein shake. It's not an overpowering chocolate. And the milk dilutes it quite a bit. But I would probably, if you're looking to outsource your caffeine, or not caffeine, but if you're looking to replace your cup of coffee, sorry, I had a burp. I would definitely say this. I would definitely suggest this over the mud. Again, I think we'll probably try the mud with milk too, to see how that works. But yeah, once again, I can't really compare this to. I can't really compare this to our normal roast rates, just because this is a completely different texture, taste. It's cold, and it's caffeine. The first I've had in a while. It's only like 39 milligrams of caffeine, I think it said. But yeah, it's not terrible at all. I'd probably give it like a 4 or 5. I wouldn't want to replace my coffee with it. Just because I really like my coffee. I like the heat. I like the extra caffeine. But if I was looking for something to replace it for, like I said a couple of times, it just reminds me of like one of our protein powder shakes that I would drink after a workout. Is it something I would drink every day? Probably not. Just because, again, like I said, I've drank coffee for a very long time. But it definitely mixed a lot better than the mud did. I don't know if that was user or if that was the way that it's designed. But yeah, I'd probably give it like a 5-er. So there you go, Dime. I'd give it a 5-er. Maybe a 4. I don't know. Drinking cold stuff with caffeine that's not pop is weird. I just can't figure it out. I don't know how to rate it because it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's like rating fruits and vegetables. Like, they each have their different qualities. I would definitely, if you're looking for something to replace coffee, like you can't have coffee and you need to lower your caffeine amount, I would definitely suggest that. Because I can, granted, a week of decaf coffee, I can definitely feel the perk up of it. Just because obviously by doing that, we have been reducing my caffeine intake immensely at home. Granted, I'm still drinking like my regular cups of coffee at work, but this just adds to that. But yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you again, Dime, for your redemption. I hope the roast rate was everything you wanted. Do you have any questions about it? Any that I can answer while you're right here? I don't know. I can't. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just flavored. You know what I mean? It's like being that it's a part of milk. It doesn't feel like it's coffee. It just feels like it's immediately. It just makes me think of protein shakes. Because like if I'm gonna drink my coffee, that's coffee. That's what coffee tastes like. It's not creamy. It's not that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You'd probably like it hot better. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm always worried when it comes to hot milk. What's the texture? It's not. It tastes like drinking a milkshake, honestly. Just like I said, a powder, like one of my powder protein shakes that I drink after workouts. Is what it gives to me, the feeling of. But that is. Do you think it's worth the normal price for a 30-day? I didn't see what the normal price for a 30-day was. For $5 for a week, if that was what it was. But a week, it's 7. It's 7 doses. For me, if I'm going to drink my coffee, you can buy my pods. I buy like a 45 box of pods, right? And that's like, what, $30, something like that? I wouldn't be able to justify paying this much for a replacement. I mean, I want to say thick and chewy. No. It's definitely thicker, but that's because it's frothed milk, so it's going to be thicker. It's like heavy whipping cream at that point. You're just waiting for it to separate. But no, like any of you guys that have worked out and you've used protein after a workout, that's 100% the texture that it is. I don't know exactly how to explain that for anybody that doesn't know it. It's a little bit like, so you take your milk, it's a little bit thicker than it. You're obviously adding more solution to the milk. Not solution, whatever, I don't remember. But you're obviously making the milk thicker because you're adding stuff to it. So it's just like that, only thicker. And we used 2% for it because that was what was close by. But so there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I will probably try mud. We might try mud later tonight. Give you guys a give you guys something to look forward to. I might be able to figure that one out and figure out a little combination using the same kind of ideology that we did with Daily Dose. Probably like milk, rat milk. But yeah, it's not terrible at all. It's nice to get some caffeine in me today. Because I was drinking it into a malt shake, just a little thicker. I wouldn't say it's as thick as a malt shake. It's somewhere between regular milk and like a milkshake, malt shake, whatever.